Shall we follow Jesus like Caleb followed the Lord, despite the hazards? Certainly the commitment of Caleb to his Lord is commendable. How was he able to be so committed? How might we be so enabled? How we are enabled to follow the Lord fully, by keeping our eye on Him. Caleb's faith was in the Lord, not himself. He was confident they could take the land, Numbers 13:30. But that was because he knew the Lord would be with them, Numbers 14:6-9. Thus his eye was on the Lord. So we need to keep our eye on Jesus, Hebrews 12:1-4, looking unto Him as the author and finisher of our faith. Consider the hostility He endured, knowing the Father will help us as He helped Him to endure. Shall we look to the Lord for our inspiration and confidence like Caleb did? By having a different spirit. Caleb was noted for having a different spirit, Numbers 14:24, different than the spirit in the other 10 spies who were defeatists, Number 13:31, different than the spirit of the rest of Israel who complained, Numbers 14:1-2. We can be strengthened by a different spirit. Certainly the spirit of a positive attitude will help, Philippians 4:13. How much more so with the Spirit of God helping us, Romans 8:12-13 and Ephesians 3:16. Shall we have a can-do attitude, knowing we are clothed in the strength of God's might, Ephesians 6:10-13. Finally, let us seek to discern, to glean from the example of Caleb. Motivation to follow the Lord fully. It leads to a useful life. Consider how God was able to use Caleb as a leader in Israel, Numbers 13:2-6 and 34:18-19. As a servant of God, first to spy out the land, then to divide it, Numbers 14:24. As an example of faith and courage, Numbers 13:30 and 14:8-9. As a reminder of God's justice, Numbers 14:29-30. As an inspiration of service even in old age, Joshua 6-12. How useful will we be if we follow Jesus fully? We can be an example in youth, 1 Timothy 4:12. We can be useful to the Master, 2 Timothy 2:20-22. Don't we want to be useful to Jesus? It leads to a fulfilled life. Consider how Caleb was fulfilled in life. Only he and Joshua were blessed to enter Canaan. Deuteronomy 1:35-36. He received the land around Hebron as his inheritance. Joshua 14:6-14 and 21:12. His land had rest from war. Joshua 14:15. What kind of fulfilled life does Jesus offer those who follow Him fully today? One that experiences love which passes knowledge, Ephesians 13:19. One that experiences peace which surpasses understanding, Philippians 4:7. One that experiences joy inexpressible, 1 Peter 1:8. One in which our daily needs are provided, Matthew 6:33. Don't we want to have a fulfilled life? Conclusion. Let the example of Caleb inspire you to follow the Lord fully in your life, to follow Jesus all the days of your life, to follow Jesus with all of your heart, to follow Jesus despite the hazards. Shall we, like Caleb, follow the Lord fully so we too may have a useful life in service to the Lord? Have a fulfilled life that is blessed by the Lord. Don't forget, Caleb and Joshua were the only two out of 603,550 men who survived the 40 years of wilderness wanderings and entered the Promised Land. Numbers 32, 6 through 13. Their brethren did not enter Canaan. For as the Lord said to them, they have not wholly followed me. How are we following the Lord? Like Caleb, or like those who died in the wilderness?